This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, folks. I'm Damon Bruce. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the New York Knicks up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's all for now. Time to hand it over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll be back with more at halftime.
Franchises certainly. In the entire NBA.
I would even stretch that to all of sports, Kevin. The market and their finances clearly have helped them gain that stature, but you can't shortchange the organization, the people making the decisions. They've been a winner for a long time, and that's been the magic ingredient that's attracted fans, players, sponsors, the full package. And in the 2011-2012 season, Melo had a down year from behind the arc. Shot a career low, but he bounced back last year, guys. Definitely made him a more dynamic offensive threat, knocking down threes at a much better clip.
The first free throw is good. And for Carmelo Anthony last season, by far a career high in three-pointers attempted.
Well, he's capable of making shots from out there for sure. This was really a big part of the strategy for the Knicks offense. They wanted to spread the floor with him at that power forward spot. And if he had a bigger player guarding him, he could either take him outside for those threes or use his quickness to go right around him.
There were only 3 teams in the East that had a positive record against the Western Conference, and the Knicks were one of them. When you have talent like this team does, it doesn't really matter where your opponent is from because you're going to be able to compete.
Nash gets to Kobe. Shoots from the high post. Hits the bucket.
Yeah, it's not one of those shooting strokes that never changes, guys. I mean, even if a defender's all over him, he just never seems to flinch. A great quality to have as a shooter.
And there's something else on his resume that can't be overlooked. Just how many times he's taken over at the end of close games and carried his team to the win.
Well, Clark, as you mentioned, the Knicks against the West, when you had the offensive capabilities from deep that they did, you know, Steve, you're never really out of the game.
Yeah,
You should know.
Well, they could just shoot their way back into games very easily. They did a lot of times against some of those teams in the West, but you have have to play well against the West if you want to win your division. And the Knicks were able to do that last year.
And there's a whistle. It goes on Iman Shumpert. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
Came in a screen on Shumpert. Kobe with it. Now guarded by Shumpert. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
You know, for Pau Gasol, calling last year a rough year might be an understatement. He fought off an injury and tried to find a role on a team that was in transition. A year like that can really take a lot out of a guy.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. He's off on the first. And Steve, for Pau Gasol, he dealt with knee tendonitis from the first day of the season, then a concussion, torn plantar fascia. I mean, he just had one setback, it seemed, health-wise after another.
It was just that kind of season, which symbolized the fate of his Lakers, too. They just never seemed to get it going until it was too late. But, you know, with Gasol, we're talking about a guy who's remained effective for a long time in his career. And when you have that kind of skill level, I think your game can translate as you get older.
Now, here's Felton. Chandler up top. Shot clock at 6. Back to Felton. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Earlier I spoke with Mike D'Antoni. He said a big part of this game will depend on how well they can slow down Carmelo Anthony. He added with his size and shooting ability, he can score inside and out. We're going to try a couple different coverages, show him different looks over the course of the game and try to keep them all balanced. And guys, I guess we'll see how it works. Back to you.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Anthony with the block. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. And by Shumpert. That's good.
He is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Oh, Felton. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That is his first foul of the game. Here is Felton. Back to Chandler. Passes it to Carmelo. Anthony drawing the double team. 6 to shoot. Here's Bargnani with the 3. Steve Nash with the rebound.
Well, I know you've heard the phrase run and gun. Well, the Knicks last season were walk and gun. They set a record in three-pointers made, 5th in three-point percentage as well, but they were dead last in fast break points.
Now here's Kobe. He passes to Gasol. Pass to Young. Off target from three-point range. And back to the Knicks, Coach Woodson gives them off-season conditioning programs. Training camp is mostly running. But Steve, a slow pace of play once the game gets started.
But in all seriousness, of course, there's running and movement, even in a half-court offense. But some teams need to push the break to create offense. But the Knicks, they're pretty good in terms of scoring in the half-court. They can stretch you out. They can rely on Carmelo's one-on-one game, and they can pick you apart.
Keenan sets a screen for Nash. Keenan dishes to Kobe. For 3. That's good. Kobe's got 7.
That's like a layup for him. He's wide open out there.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
So for the Knicks, Stoudemire's checked in for Chandler. World Peace comes in for Bargnani. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Iman Shumpert. And Kobe throws it down.
Well, Kobe's never been shy about shooting. A lot of people would argue that he gets maybe a little too shot happy sometimes. But You want a guy who's dominant. You want a guy who's not afraid, who's going to fail and just come right back and fire away the next time.
Here's Smith following the basket by Kobe Bryant. And that is good.
The defenders need to talk to each other. Communication lacking there on that three-pointer.
It's stolen by Stoudemire. And it's Smith penetrating. At the tip. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Boy, nice tip in to salvage the points from the missed shot. And made it work.
Yeah, and those second chance points, Clark, they do add up.
Yes, sir. They sure do. That's why boxing out is so important defensively. You can't just let a guy get to the rim and not put a body on him.
And when you talk about Kobe's role offensively for the Lakers, it's worth mentioning last season was one of his most efficient scoring the basketball.
It really was, and you consider the turmoil that surrounded the Lakers all season. It was remarkable that Kobe was as even-keeled as he was. Stayed focused, and start to finish, he delivered the type of all-star performance that he always does. Very impressive.
Free throw drop for Hill.
Well, you look at the Lakers' struggles last season, I think it surprised most of us. You know, some of it was injuries. Part of it was just a lack of production off the bench. Then there was the inconsistency of the coaching and just the number of different people who were on that bench. So, difficult season for the Lakers.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. And you look at the struggles of the Lakers bench last season when injury struck. They didn't have the players really to fill that void.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I think for the Lakers, the bold strokes for the star players have been impressive, but it's the fine details of finding undervalued role players. That's where they've been lacking. Once injuries happened, that was thrown into sharp relief. And really, even when healthy, to win a title, you can't just have a great starting five. We know that. Another 4 or 5 players you can count on to give you quality minutes.
Here's Udrih after Wesley Johnson's bucket. Udrih off a bench from Anthony. And taken away by Johnson. No, here we go. Farmer's got it. The fast break chance.
Oh, man, that was a really hard to out. And this sort of also is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Deflected. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession. And stolen by Farmer. And it's the Lakers on the break. Blake passes to Farmer. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off. Some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. This is to Carmelo. 5 to shoot. Will it go? The rebound by Blake. From deep three-point range. And so the first quarter is in the books.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good.
And the Lakers with possession here. The dish to Farmer. He feeds it to Hill. He kicks it to Blake. The pass to Farmer. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot two.
You know, offensively last season, guys, the Lakers just never seemed to be able to get out of their own way. I mean, they had the worst turnover ratio in the league, and they really struggled to take care of the ball. And even when they got up a shot, a lot of them were questionable shots. They shot the third most threes in the league, but were in the bottom half of the league in percentage.
And the first one drops. And going back to the Lakers' offensive troubles last season, the worst free throw percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
And obviously that's attributed directly to Dwight Howard, because the Lakers also led the league in free throw attempts. So Howard was getting hacked. He really couldn't get it going. He made about half his free throws for the season. And that just really carried over into the team's performance.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
A lot of high hopes for the Knicks in last year's playoffs. They started off so hot, but then let the series against Boston drag on, and eventually went to 7 games, and they fell to the Pacers in the second round after that.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, Andrea Bargnani, the #1 overall pick back in 2006, but he hasn't been a star caliber player in the NBA. Injuries have played a role, certainly, but his defense and rebounding have been the biggest problems. A former coach of his with the Raptors said it just didn't seem like he had enough passion for the game, that it wasn't important enough to him. Some pretty harsh words, but guys, sometimes for 7-footers, the game finds them. And defense and rebounding, certainly not the glamorous parts of this game. Kevin will see if he ever realizes his potential.
And hope for the best. Thanks, Doris. And the Boston series did drag on, you could tell. You wonder if they were a bit fatigued going into that Pacers series. Steve, Indiana just outplayed him, outworked him in every way in the second round.
Yeah, I think it was a factor, Kevin, and really the Knicks have only themselves to blame. They had Boston down 3-1 and a home game to close it out, but they couldn't get it done. And there's no doubt that affected them against Indiana in the next series. His presence in the paint gives their offense such a valuable dimension.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
Gasol, no good on the free throw.
You know, after losing Jeremy Lin going into last season, guys, I think some fans were concerned that the team might slip back to isolation basketball and their offense would stagnate, but instead they flourished as a three-point shooting team.
Here's Udrich. Here's Anthony. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Blake's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Johnson with it. Now Smith defending. Johnson against Smith. Johnson gets to Gasol. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And back to the Knicks personnel moves, you got to give them a lot of credit going out, finding shooters, defenders, and Steve, playmakers to surround their star players.
Yeah, they ended up with Bargnani, putting him at the kind of the shooting 4 spot, adding another 3-point threat. The Knicks are always going to be aggressive personnel-wise. This was already a good team, second best record in the East, but you know, they're looking to get better.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for New York. Los Angeles leading by 15. Farmar kicks to Young. Hill, a screen on Felton. The feed now to Kaman. Los Angeles with another miss.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Well, for Andrea Bargnani, only 35 games played last season, guys. Injuries and inconsistency have really plagued the former #1 overall pick of the 2006 draft.
Now here's Chandler. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Chandler's got 6. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Kobe dishes to Farmer. Back to Kobe. Lets it go with a 3. The shot is off. Excellent defense there from Smith. Going back to Bargnani, Steve, how much do you think the pressure of living up to the #1 pick and not being able to bust weighs on him, from season to season, game to game?
Well, at this stage, I think that stuff should be in the past. It's all about just focusing on getting better. He's been in the league for 7 seasons. We know he can pick and pop and be a space foreman. The challenge for him is to round out his game and be better on the boards and defensively.
Now, here's Felton, following the miss by Kobe Bryant. Felton goes in, Bargnani, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton.
Boy, he made...
Los Angeles leading by 11. Nash outside. Kicks it to Gasol. Buries it down low. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
What's interesting for me to watch with Mike Woodson as head coach in New York is the exciting floor spacing offense they started playing last season. In Atlanta, he's been known for a grinded out isolation play style, but he's actually tweaked his approach a little bit. And that's been impressive.
Here's Udrih after Pau Gasol's bucket. 6 on the shot clock. Anthony kicks to Udrih. And he's good on the 3 ball.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
And back to Mike Woodson, not a flashier, high-maintenance type of personality. He keeps it on the level, and I think, Steve, the players appreciate that.
Players definitely like that. He's very quiet on the sidelines, but not afraid to get in your face when necessary. And I think that's a really good temperament for a coach to have. In general, I think he's a guy who is very well respected around the league and did an excellent job with New York this season ago.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke, reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Hey, gentlemen. Well, part of the Lakers' struggles last year was that they were constructed like an all-star team. Coach Mike D'Antoni said, quote, "Have you ever watched an all-star game? It's god-awful because everybody gets the ball, they go one-on-one, and then they play no defense. That's our team. That's us." Having a pecking order with all their big players was something he wanted to instill on their Lakers roster. We'll see if they can do a better job of adhering to that this time around, guys.
Well, that's the rub, isn't it? That's the balancing act, isn't it, Doris? Share the ball, but get it into the hands of your scorers. And so here is New York after the miss from Pau Gasol.
They've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, that's why they're on those run guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
Well, now they're just going to town.
Yeah, you think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Captain, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Gets it to go. Udrih has got 7 points in the game.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
So you got to make a defensive adjustment to your partner. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out of the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Right side Gasol. Shot from 12. And the rejection by Stoudemire. And that does it for the first half of play. Lakers lead by 6. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the 3rd quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint. Welcome, I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going on out at Staples Center. The Lakers are looking good at the midway point. They've been having their way inside. A huge lead when it comes to points in the paint, making it very hard to defend against them. Wesley Johnson's playing well in the first half. And what a game from Kobe as well. On the Knicks side of things, they're managing to hang around. They've been getting roundly outplayed up to this point, and they'll need a bounce-back effort to make up for it in the second half. Carmelo Anthony with a disappointing first half. Another racket shooting game for him. He's had more than a few lately. That will be all for us. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Take a look at what Kobe's done. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
Lakers ended up 17 and 13 against Eastern Conference teams last year, but that wasn't really a dominating effort. Certainly not what you would expect from a playoff team.
Well, to make the playoffs in the West, you do need to have a record similar to that of the Lakers against the East. You know, Steve, no team that made the postseason in the West had a record below 500, so the Lakers took care of what they needed to.
Well, you know what's odd, Kevin, is that in the shortened season before, when the Lakers were the cream of the Pacific Division and everything was going well, they only went 500 against the East. So if they want to bounce back this season, they'll need to not give away games and make sure they keep their out-of-conference record better than 500.
The three from Anthony. Gasol with the rebound.
Well, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance, leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Outside, Kobe. Back to Gasol. Chandler against Kobe. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, it's without question, Kobe Bryant is always going to be known as one of the great scorers in the history of the game. But for the kids watching at home, it is really worth reminding you of this. He can do it all. He's fundamentally sound in all aspects of the game. He defends, he rebounds, he passes. To be one of the true greats, you can't just focus on one thing. You need to be able to do a little bit of everything and do it all well.
And finished off by Kamen. Clark, I'm guessing that wasn't the plan for the D on that trip.
And I'm agreeing with you there. Once they opened the lane up for him, that was a little emphasis on that finish.
Take what the defense gives you and then just power it home, right? Why not?
And the Knicks decide.
And despite his workload offensively, he's a very good defender too, especially on the ball. He's been all defense 9 times on that first team, 12 all defense selections overall in his career, tied with Kevin Garnett for the all-time lead in both categories.
Felton goes in. He dishes it to Bargnani. New York moving it around. Felton the pass to Bargnani. A three-pointer, no good. Los Angeles leading by 8. Outside, Kobe. Pass to Gasol. Takes it from 10. And that one goes long.
He probably tried to do a little too much there. That was good defense.
Feeds it to Felton. Back to Shepard. Lets it go from deep. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Tyson Chandler. Lakers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Young outside, back to Nash. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. He's covered by Felton. 9 feet out. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Kobe comes with the double team. Anthony dishes to Felton. Anthony. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton has got his 4th assist in this one. Kobe with it. Now guarded by Chuck. And Young kicks to Kobe. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Kobe's got 12.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Felton against Nash. Anthony, the pass to Felton. Dishes it to Shumpert. Back to Felton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rejected by Kobe. Young against Bargnani. Second shot opportunity. Anthony with the block. Nash against Shumpert. It's Anthony with the drive. Cans the shot with nobody near him. He's got 9. And the Knicks making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Los Angeles leading by 6. Nash gets to Kobe. Young outside. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game.
They tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Now, here's Nash. Hill sets the screen for Nash. Reno Udrich, who's checked in for New York. Gasol against Stoudemire. Chandler with the steal. And a fast break now for New York. Udrich's got the ball. Good defensive work there by Young.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there. You know, it's interesting. Part of the reason Nash struggled getting used to playing with the Lakers is because he was always the guy making the offense go. The offense ran through him with his prior teams. You know, at one point in his career, Nash was known more for his shooting than anything else. An interesting turnabout in his career.
Felton attacking. Here's Chandler. Shot misses. Good defensive work there by Young. Lakers leading by 8. Kobe kicks it over to Nash. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. And for Steve Nash, one of the great playmakers and pick-and-roll operators in league history. And Steve, you think it makes sense for the Lakers to take him off the ball?
Well, it just depends on what the rest of the roster looks like. But last season, because they really didn't want to run their offense through their bigs inside, they forced the ball into Kobe Bryant's hands with it. And Nash became more of a spot-up shooter as a result.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 14. And it's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot.
Seems like he's got more floor burns than just about any player in the league because people dive head first after any loose ball. No regard for personal safety.
And we can't forget to mention his rebounding now. When you watch him, just keep an eye on the way he battles in the paint when a shot goes up.
They can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
You know, I think Carmelo is one of the great scorers in the NBA, but his three-point shooting has really been inconsistent over the course of his career. That's where he could make the most improvement. Shoots a low percentage out there, and I think settles too often for that three-point shot. He's so strong, I'd like to see him put the ball on the floor and get to the hole more. It's easy to see why this team is losing. He's literally missed every shot he's put up today.
And Kobe, here we go. Tries again. Hill. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. That's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Now, here's Felton. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And there's the rejection.
This hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. The Lakers have taken 10 shots from the free throw line up to this point and made 6 of them. free throw, no good. The Knicks making a switch here. Second free throw, no good.
I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. I'll bet he didn't either. As good a foul shooter as he is.
Misses off the right eye. Here's Kobe. No good. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Lakers ahead, up by 8. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth. Take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Well, they're getting into the paint with their penetration, and it's really been key for this club.
Well, they've also really been down in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today.
Felton with the ball. Now guarded by Blake. Blake with the steal.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
That drops. 16 points for Kobe Bryant. Knicks trail by 10. Smith dishes to Felton. Kobe comes with the double team. Felton kicks to Smith. Back to Felton. Ball's not loose. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Passes it to King. Back to Kobe. Fires it up. Again, the miss by Kobe. New York shooting 40% from the field. Pass to Carmelo. Nice open look, but it's no good.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Backing down is Bryant. Again, the miss by Kobe.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Here's Smith. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Stoudemire.
J.R. Smith, last season's Sixth Man of the Year, averaging 18 points per game off the bench for the Knicks. What a fantastic season.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
The dish now to Blake. Outside Gasol. From deep. Los Angeles with another miss. And for J.R. Smith, the New Jersey native, right at home, Clark playing for the Knicks.
And you knew he had the talent to be special. He just had to put it all together. He had a big season. The first player since '90 to come off the bench and score 30 or more in 3 straight games, Kevin. He's simply a bucket maker.
Blake defended by Bargnani. Blake with it. Back to Johnson. He feeds it to Blake. Pocket 6. Lakers looking the ball around now. Shot from the wing. Johnson. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
And New York making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Knicks trail by 8. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Steve Nash checked in for Steve Blake. Lakers on D. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Felton kicks to Shumpert. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Boy, I'd like to know how many of their attempts have come from inside 5 feet. It seems like everything is right at the rim.
Nash drives in, takes the lead pass, and Gasol with the dunk.
He always knows where his teammates want to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Felton against Nash. Felton kicks to Bargnani. Shot clock at 5. Shumpert passes to Bargnani. From the arc. No luck. And the Lakers take it the other way. Backing down is Bryant. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Now, here's Felton. New York calls timeout.
For that reason, you got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offense.
It's been done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Mike Woodson was giving to his team. He rallied the troops saying, nobody said it was going to be easy. They're not laying down. They're not going away. If we want this game, we have to take it from them. Kevin, plenty of fire in that speech.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Nick Young. That's foul number 2 for him. Knicks trail by 13. Shumpert dishes to Carmelo. He kicks it to Felton. He passes to Bargnani.
Look at the troubles that they're having. And really it comes down to execution in the half court. There's been too much one-on-one play and not enough passing and ball movement and shots coming out of the offense. The guys have been trying to do it on their own.
And it's good.
Great opportunity.
Here's Kobe. Inside to Gasol. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. And that's 13 points for Pau Gasol.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence. And they're getting that lead way up there now. I mean, it should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'll be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
Knicks trail by 14.
Turnovers have been a major problem for them here.
But, you know, they've given up 6 points off their miscues, and they wish they could get those points back. They've got to change things up if they're going to cut into this lead.
1:02 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Kobe attacking. Nash gets to Kobe. The pass to Young. Buries the long-range jumper.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead here.
And out of bounds is Los Angeles gains possession.
Yeah, not a good idea throwing the ball down the court that far.
And the whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. And here are the Lakers. They're on a 16-7 run. Johnson, the pass to Farmer. Misses the 3. Knicks have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. And Shumpert kicks to Udoh. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Farmer. For Los Angeles, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Six on the shot clock. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Puts up the prayer. Offline. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. How much to be critical of with this win, Clark?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Kobe Bryant.